Hello everyone. I hope you people are doing well. In today's topic, we are going to do triangles grade 9 and we are going to cover the subtopics as congruence of triangles, criteria for congruence of triangles, some properties of triangles and inequalities in a triangle. So let us start. The very first thing we are doing is elements of triangle. Everyone of us knows, in grade 9, that what is a triangle. So still we are going to, do it again, that a closed figure formed by three intersecting lines is called a triangle. Now a triangle has three sides. Like in this triangle you can see it has three sides AB, AC and BC. And it has three angles, angle A, angle B and angle C. And the vertices A, B and C. So these things are called elements of a triangle. Now the basic concept, congruence. Congruent means equal in all respects or figures whose shape and sizes are both the same. So here you need to understand what is the meaning of the word congruent or congruence. That there are two figures which are equal in all aspects. They are of same shape and the same size. Like from a real life, if I take the example, let's say two bangles of the same size, or in fact we can take two pages of the same book. So you might be wondering that what is the need of learning this concept, congruency, right? So congruency is something which is very, very important and which is very much related to our daily life. Like suppose if you want to refill your pen with a refill, so what are you going to do? Obviously, you are going to buy the same kind of refill which can suit your pen, which can be identical the one you are using. So if congruency is not there, then you can understand that no one is going to make the same, exactly same shape, exactly same size of refill, right? And there could be different other examples also which you can find out from your daily life, right? Now we are starting with that. What is the meaning for triangles in congruency? So two triangles are congruent if all the sides, angles of one triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and angles of the other triangle. Like here if you see, there is a triangle ABC and there is a triangle DEF. So here A is corresponding to D, B corresponds to E and C corresponds to F. And triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So this is the symbol of congruency, right? Now here it is very important to write them in order, A, B, C and D, E, F, because A is corresponding to D. So order is very important in congruency. And you can see here that here AB is equal to DE, AC is equal to DF and BC is equal to EF. And angles also, angle B is equal to angle E, angle A is equal to angle D and angle C is equal to angle F, right? So they are equal in all sides and all the angles also are equal. It is very important to write the correspondence of vertices correctly, as I have mentioned earlier also. Now in congruent triangles, corresponding parts are equal and they are written in short form as CPCT, right? Which means corresponding parts of congruent triangles. This term CPCT you will be using in your questions quite a lot, right? So here if you, I have again mentioned previously also that AB is equal to DE, BC is equal to EF and CA is equal to FD. You can see in the figure also the strokes are given like that. Now there are different criteria, different conditions for congruence of triangles. The first one is SAS. It means side, angle, side. So what does it mean? That two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are equal to the sides and the included angle of the other triangle. We are going to take them in detail, don't worry. Just now we are just writing down what all criteria we have for congruence of triangle. The second one is ASA. Now here also order is very important. SAS means two sides and we are going to take angle between them. When you're taking ASA means two angles and the side in between them. right? So two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to two angles and the included side of the other triangle, right? AAS means angle, angle, side. Here, two angles should be consecutive angles and S is the side, anywhere it can be. So two triangles are congruent when any two pairs of angles and one pair of corresponding sides are equal. One more criteria we have SSS, where we are talking about the three sides. Okay, so all the three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of another triangle. There is one more criteria for right angle triangle, which is called RHS. R stands for right angle, H for hypotenuse, and S for side. So here, obviously in right angle triangle, one of the angle has to be a right angle. So this will come automatically. Then the hypotenuse should be of the same size and there should be one more side which is equal to the other triangle, right? Now let's learn them in detail. SAS congruence. So here, side, angle, side. Now here if you see, you can see here AC is equal to XZ, BC is equal to YZ, and angle C is equal to angle Z. Now here you can see the sides which we are taking are AC and BC. So we are taking angle C. You cannot take angle A or B here. The angle has to be included between the sides, right? If this kind of scenario is there, the triangles are congruent. Then we have ASA congruence. Here you can see angle B is equal to angle Y, angle A equal to angle X, and AB is equal to YX. Means the side is included between the two angles. Here you cannot take any other side like BC or AC, right? So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. The order is very important. Again, as I told you, AB is equal to XY. So you cannot write here YXZ, right? It has to be XYZ because the first two letters you have to see AB. Now we are learning this in detail, the ASA congruency. Two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to two angles and the included side of other triangle. Now here we are given two triangles ABC and DEF, where angle B is equal to angle E, angle C equal to angle F, and BC equal to EF. We have to prove that these two triangles are congruent. So we will be considering three cases over here. Your case 1, when AB is equal to DE, right? If you are given AB is equal to DE, you can easily see that EF is equal to BC and AB is equal to DE. And then there is one angle which is already given to you equal. So according to SAS congruency, they are congruent. Then we are taking another case which is where AB is greater than DE. Now see here, AB is greater than DE. So if you are taking this case where AB is greater than DE, what you have to do, you have to take over here one point P and you have to assume that PB is equal to DE. Okay, so when you are assuming PB is equal to DE, then you can easily prove that triangle PBC is congruent to triangle DEF, again by SAS congruence. And from here you can prove that PCB, this angle, is equal to angle DFE, right? But you already know that ACB is equal to DFE. It is already given to us. It means ACB is equal to PCB. And when it could be possible, ACB, you can see, ACB is equal to PCB. And when is it possible? When A and P coincides. It means AB has to be equal to DE. So by case 1, we again come to the conclusion that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Similarly, if you take AB is less than D, in this case, we will take a point M over here on DE such that these two sides are equal, EM and AB. And we will take the same way as we have taken in case 2 and we can prove that the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay, the next congruency which we are taking is AAS, means angle, angle, side. So here we are taking two angles which are coming adjacent angles. right? Angle B is equal to angle Q, angle C is equal to angle R, and we are taking any side. Here we can take any side. There is not a condition that C has to be in between them, right? So AC is equal to PR. So AAS, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Now please, there is a very important thing. There is no such thing as AAA. Okay, you cannot have this congruency. There is no such rule. So triangles cannot be congruent if they are all the angles are equal, right? So what will happen in this case if you take AAA? The angles are equal, but sides can be of different size, right? So the shape is going to be same, but they may be of different size. This you can do it yourself also as an activity and check that if you make two triangles where angles are equal, okay, but the sizes of the length can be different. Now the next congruency which we are taking is SSS, side, side, side. So this is the easiest one you can say. BC is equal to YZ, AB is equal to XY, and AC is equal to XZ, right? So when you check it in this rule, triangle ABC is XYZ, congruent to triangle XYZ. So you check it here also that AB, when you are writing AB, you are writing here XY. When you are checking BC, BC is equal to which side? BC is equal to YZ. So here also you can see BC is equal to YZ. And when you are checking AC or CA, it is equal to XZ. So this also you have to be careful when you are writing this as congruency. Then we have RHS congruence. Now this is for right angle triangle. Now two right angles are obviously going to be equal, right? Angle B is equal to angle Q because they are 90 degree. Hypotenuse is AC, which is equal to the hypotenuse of other triangle, which is PR. And then any one side you can take if it is given in the figure, right? You can take any one side. Here BC is equal to RQ. It could be the other side also in some of the questions. Now we are coming to properties of triangles, right? A triangle in which two sides are equal is called isosceles triangle, right? So if you look at this triangle, here you can see DE is equal to EF. So these two sides are equal. And such kind of triangle is called isosceles triangle. So now we are coming and learning this property that isosceles triangle, that if there are two sides like AB is equal to AC, then angle B has to be equal to angle C, right? So angle opposite to the equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. You are given AB equal to AC, right? And you want to prove that angle B is equal to angle C. We are drawing a bisector of angle A, which is touching BC at D, right? So now we are taking two triangles, which is BAD and CAD. Now if I take this triangle, I know AB is equal to AC. I am given in the picture itself, in the question itself. AD is common here. In both the triangles it is common, that's why AD is equal to AD. Then because we have taken according to the construction the bisector AD of angle A, that's why BAD is equal to CAD. BAD is going to be this angle and CAD is going to be this angle. These angles are equal. So what you can see, which congruence you can see rule here? SAS, right? So they are congruent. It means triangle BAD is congruent to triangle CAD. And when triangles are congruent, their all angles are going to be equal. It means angle B is equal to angle C. And you can see here we have written CPCT, means corresponding parts of congruent triangles. The next one is opposite to the previous one. The sides opposite to the equal angles of a triangle are equal. That if we are given the angles are equal, we can also prove that sides are equal. Here we are given that angle B is equal to angle C, and we want to prove that AB is equal to AC. So same kind of scenario we are taking here. We are taking a bisector of angle A, right? Now we are given angle B is equal to angle C, AD is common, and we are taking two angles, BAD is equal to CAD. So what are you taking here? We are taking two angles and one side. So which congruence rule we are taking? AAS. And hence we can prove AB is equal to AC by CPCT. Now we are coming to the next thing, inequalities in a triangle, right? So this is the first one. If two sides of triangle are unequal, the angle opposite to the longer side is larger. Now if we have this triangle ABC and we are given that AC is greater than AB, right? So which angle is opposite to side AC? Angle B, right? So angle B is greater than angle C. This is the inequality, right? This is the opposite of the converse of the previous one, that in any triangle the side opposite to the larger angle is longer. So here if angle B is greater than angle C, which side is opposite to angle B? AC. So AC is going to be longer than AB. Then the sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. This we have been using so many times earlier also in earlier classes. We are given a triangle ABC and we want to prove that AB plus AC is greater than BC, right? So what are we doing? We are doing a construction. We are extending AB to D such that AD is equal to AC, right? This is what we are doing. So how are we proving? In triangle ACD, we know AD is equal to AC. Okay, so it means it is an isosceles triangle. It means angle 2 is going to be equal to angle 1, right? Let's move forward. Then triangle BCD. Now look at angle BCD. BCD is going to be equal to angle 1 plus angle BCA, right? Okay, and you know that angle 1 is equal to angle 2. So we can replace angle 1 with angle 2. So here if you see, you can see that angle BCD is greater than angle 2. Obviously, because you are adding something to angle 2 to get this. So angle BCD is greater than angle 2. BCD is greater than this angle, right? Now we will see, we will use that theorem, the inequality, right? If BCD is greater than angle 2, so which side is opposite to BCD? Is BD. It means BD is going to be greater than BC, right? And BD is nothing, AB plus AD. Now again, because we have done the construction as AD is equal to AC, so we can again replace here. It means AB plus AC is greater than BC. Similarly, we can prove the sum of other two sides also. So hence we prove that sum of any two sides of a triangle is always going to be larger than the third side. Now this is the entire summary of the chapter over here. You can always use it for making notes, for your revision notes, right? And I hope it is going to be very, very helpful for you. 8 points are here, and then continuation, I have taken more points, right? So you can always use them whenever you want to, use them as revision notes or something you want to learn, right? So here I end this video. I hope you are understanding your chapters by watching the videos, and you are going to you can revise your chapters using these videos. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Happy learning. Thank you.